Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Random J and I'm about to talk to you about backyard wrestling. I've been doing it for 13 years. Rhino's been doing it for about the same amount of time. Leo's been doing it half his life. I'm gonna talk to you about I'm basically gonna tell you stories that are true though. Like, these are true stories. You understand? So sometimes I'm gonna fast forward into the future, and then I'll be like pause, and then I'm gonna fast forward to the past so that you can understand everything that's happening in backyard wrestling. In the beginning of time, VCW was originally VWW, Vicious World Wrestling, and we lasted with that for like 3 years before I turned it into VCW, because VWW was too vicious. The guys was getting hurt. We were fighting on concrete. The guys kept getting hurt, and people stopped showing up. So eventually I created a new brand, VCW, and I met Leo at the waterfall. He cracked his head open actually a few times there. Like, it's bad. Like, I'm happy he's alive and stuff, but he's stronger than ever. As you see the videos that get posted about him, still he's still fighting. But Leo used to come see me, come to my house and say, well, not this house, my other house, when I used to live over there by 180th, and he said, there's this company called WWX. I'm like, what? Like, what the hell is a WWX? I was like, what is this? And then we went in there. We kept going. We were going back and forth about this WWX stuff, and I was like, what is WWX? And he said, like, they set ropes up in the parks, and they got fighters, and they got all these people, and I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna go over there. I'm VCW, man. Like, I'm Vicious Championship Wrestling. Back then, when Leo used to come to my house and try to convince me to go over there, the WWX only had like 6 stars. They had, at the time, it was Red X, his little brother, Chris Angels, Big Daddy V, David. Rhino was also ex-WWX wrestler. He was with them. Leo. This guy called AS. Yeah, there was probably a little bit more than... Like, it was... I know for sure the maximum amount of wrestlers they had to been like 10 wrestlers. That's it. Because there was a lot of guys showing up there, and they weren't WWX. Like, they came from a company called NEW and like other different backyard wrestling feds and shit like that. So, like, now I'm gonna rewind the tape. Leo comes back and he says, yo, you gotta come and see these WWX guys. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm VCW, and I just don't want to associate with anybody else but my own people. And that's how it was back then. So Leo finally convinces me to go over there. Man, I go over there, I fall in love with the shit. Like, I fall in love with the setup. I fall in love the way they had everything. They had a good setup, except for one thing. They didn't have good wrestlers back then. They had great wrestlers. These guys were fucking hardcore. I'm talking about real wrestling. This was real fucking wrestling. It's not like today's crap. It was real fucking wrestling. Like, if Rhino has a match, that's going to be a real wrestling match. I have a match, that's going to be a real wrestling match. Leo has a wrestling match, that's going to be a real wrestling match. M50 has a wrestling match, that's going to be a real wrestling match. But, like, all the other people that wrestle and stuff, if they're not a legend from, like, 2005, they don't know how to wrestle. You understand? And in 2006, me and Kid Sabu, which is Random J Kiops, and Kid Sabu went to the WWX. I am the first ever United States champion in the WWX, and Kid Sabu is the first Intercontinental champion ever in the WWX. You understand? I got stripped for the belt because I didn't show up, but I had a lot of title defenses, and I retained constantly. Back then, Chris Angels was like a sneaky, manipulative guy. He's still like that, I bet you. He's still like that. And like in the beginning, me and Chris Angels at one point, we were all cool. You understand? Like we were really tight. Like all of us, man. I used to bring Hennessy and fucking Alizé. We used to make Incredible Hawks right there in the park. Like we used to get drunk. Like boom, right there. And then like, you know, Chris Angels, when I won the United States title and I had a few different title defenses, this guy tried to put me in a match. He didn't try. He actually booked me in a match against a guy named Ken Rage. And Ken Rage is this 450-pound man. And, you know, he was like 7 feet tall. And, you know, Chris Angels tried to get that guy to hurt me to take the title. And little did Chris Angels knew the tables turned on him, because I ended up beating the shit out of Ken Rage. You understand? Here's this 160-pound guy. At the time, I weighed 160 pounds, fighting against a guy that weighed 4 times or maybe 3 times my body weight. And you know, I was the first man ever to pick up Ken Rage at that body weight and do a Samoan drop to him. And not to mention, you know, I did a German suplex to him, and that was only my power. There was no help from him at all. You can look at the video and you'll be in shock. But the WWX basically was jealous of VCW when we were going over there, because little by little we were taking over, because more and more VCW wrestlers started showing up, and more WWX wrestlers was either coming to VCW or they would just quit. Point blank and simple. You could see in a few matches in the WWX arena at the time, when it was the WWX arena, Kid Sabu, a guy from VCW, fighting Leo, and yo, believe it or not, kids recognized Kid Sabu. And they were like, VCW, 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 Kid Sabu, Kid Sabu. Like, you know, you should have heard it. We had like the most craziest crowds ever in VCW recorded. And you know, Rhino was a 3-on-3 one day, and this is how Rhino came to VCW. And you know, Rhino left the WWX, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna be with y'all. Me, Rhino, and Leo stomped out this guy named Ray's. We like literally stomped him out. Like, it was 3 kicks, 3 people kicking him. I must have kicked him like over 100 times, because back then I was like really super duper fast with my feet and shit. Like I could kick. Like it was crazy. Leo was stomping him, Rhino was stomping him, and you know, Ray's ate it. You understand? Like he ate everything. Like he was hurt, but you know, he ate it. He continued the match. Chris Angels was he was always scared to wrestle me, like in a one-on-one match. He never wanted to do it, you know. And even if he was in matches, if you really pay attention to the videos in his matches, you know, he barely goes in there. And if he does go in there, he always hits you from behind, or he sneak attacks you, or he'll do something like that. But as in one-on-one matches, he always fought people he knew he could beat, and he fought people he knew he could hurt. Because back in the days, he used to hurt a lot of people. He used to, like, you know, literally, people used to go to the hospital because Chris Angels didn't know what he was doing. He would just go in there and hurt you. So I got sick and tired of it. And at Belmont Park itself, I turned WWX into VCW. I said, I'm done with this WWX crap. I don't want nothing to do with the WWX. I don't want anything to do with the WWX wrestlers. All I'm doing now is making VCW. So now VCW is in the WWX arena that's been taken over. Plenty of people came and fought. It was quadruple the amount of people showed up, you know, and we ended up doing so well that, you know, Chris Angels got jealous, and I don't care what he says because there's witnesses, Angels. You called the cops and you shut down VCW from that park. Congratulations. It's no beef, Chris Angels. You don't got to worry about it. But I'm saying congratulations. You did something that nobody really can do, and that shut down the company. You didn't shut down the company completely, but you postponed the company. You was a real tough guy to fuck around with. But, you know, I leave Belmont Park now, and I move down towards Katona Pool. Now we set up. Everybody's ready to go. We ended up, like, that was actually one of our largest crowds ever. Talking about over 400 to 500 people, because we were right by the pool. And when people came out, they just surrounded it, man. It was amazing. It was like, oh man, y'all should have seen it. Y'all can still see it if you go to NYC VCW Fights on YouTube. But it was so great that, you know, everybody was having fun, and like, I built something that was amazing for everyone. About a month later, the cops come again, and this is after Chris Angel shows up. This is how funny the whole thing is. After Chris Angel shows up, him and Scott Murdoch are leaving the park together, and the cops come up to me. They threaten everybody with $500 fines. I don't know why they were gonna do that, but they threatened us with $500 fines. They literally came up to us and said that. And we left from there. Then I discovered the VCW arena, Katona Park. Katona Park, that piece is great. It's a great piece. I pulled out all the weeds there. I'm the one that fucking put a broom to the mat and swept it. And I said, this is going to be the location of VCW. So what happens is we continue to fight week after week. I'm talking about, I'm uploading like maybe 13, 14 videos a day of everybody. You understand? And shit got fucked up. Because, you know, like, a lot of these guys from different feds didn't have nowhere to go. And, you know, I had guys from NSW and ESW, and like different feds used to come and they tried to work with VCW, and I try to keep it at a minimum because I didn't want everybody there. I didn't want people from the past wrestling companies in VCW. But, you know, I made an exception for Dark Rand, Bobby Cade. Demented is a great fucking wrestler. He's gonna have his own video shoot pretty soon. Stitch Bizarro is a complainer, and he's one of the main reasons why VCW got shut down. Because, you know, the Parks Department comes, like, you know, if you look at Stitch Bizarro's appearance, first of all, nobody wants to talk to Stitch Bizarro. You know, I'm not trying to play you, Stitch, but, like, you know, you should have never had no conversation with them. You understand? Then I bring doors and shit like that to the park, and I didn't bring them. Y'all brought the doors. Y'all came to my house, picked up the doors, brought them to the park, and then y'all scattered it all over the place. Like, what did you expect? Did you really think that fucking they were gonna let us fight there if you're gonna have all these weapons shown all over the place? Like, come on, man. Like, use your brains. I've been telling y'all, hide the shits. Hide the fucking weapons. Put them behind the benches. We're going to take them out only when y'all going to use them. And no, y'all had this shit scattered all over the place. I'm like, wow, man. Nobody freaking gave a shit. But VCW got it's temporarily right now as I'm speaking. It's shut down temporarily. After March 9th, the next week, I introduce HCW, and I was a part of the very first show of HCW, and Rhino got introduced, and he's been doing good ever since then. You know, they got shut down at Belmont, and that was, again, people, just so you know, Chris Angels just left, and then the cops show up and shuts them down. This is just a documentary of backyard wrestling, and I wish everybody the best of luck. But Rhino is doing an amazing job with HCW. You gotta keep on believing in the company, because it's not gonna make a difference if y'all don't stick together. And so far, y'all been sticking together. Congratulations, guys. I'm happy for y'all. But you know, everybody is going their separate ways. I'm going to the BWE now, and I can't do it anymore with backyard wrestling. I can't do it because I'm tired of the cops, you know, threatening me with tickets and all this other stuff, and you know, I'm done. You know, I tried, though. I really tried for years. Like, you know, VCW had a great run. 13 years straight running. Right there, like that. 13 years of VCW non-stop. Every Sunday. Sometimes specials on a Monday or Saturday. And VCW did it, man, for 13 years. I'm talking about thousands of people fought in VCW. Not hundreds. Thousands of feet. Like, you'll see thousands of different matches. You understand? This is for real. Like, I got so many different people that fought in VCW that you literally have to type in their name to find the video, because you'll never find it. You understand? They all there. Like, I'm gonna miss it, and you know, I just hope that, like, HCW lasts, man. I want it to last at least 5 years, and like that, non-stop with no problems. But I don't know. We have to figure out what they're gonna do. HCW, though, is doing extremely well at the moment. But that's basically the whole documentary. I'm gonna make a better documentary than this one. I'm gonna, like, take parts. Good luck to everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to y'all one day, maybe. Like, you know, people get older, everybody splits up, and that's about it. My name is Random J. Keyups. Over and out from the government.